Hello to my psychic zodiac tribe. Thank you for joining me. I hope the new year has started safe and well for you all. Happy New Year 2020. Wow. Hello Aries. Here is your January zodiac wheel reading. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I'm going to focus for you, and I'd just like to say thank you to all of you for your prayers for steady rain for Australia. Also, it's been very much appreciated. And it has been raining today, so in different parts that do need rain. So your prayers are working. So I'll center and tap into the Aries frequency for January 2020. It sounds very impressive, 2020. 2020 vision. Maybe we are actually going to see things a lot more clearer. So I invite Great Spirit, angels and my guides to join me with this reading for Aries. Thank you for any messages that come through in this reading for Aries' highest good and for the good of all concerned. Thank you. Ooh, okay. That one fill out first. Wonderful. Alrighty. Here we have the Hermit. So, as I said, there is that energy around that people are feeling safe and contented to be at home. So the Hermit turning up there in the first house on your ascendant is quite apt for that energy. It is about tapping into your wisdom. It is about finding your new path, looking for that direction that you're wanting to go in. If you are making life changes or lifestyle changes, because the rising sign area, which is the first house, is the soul's deeper intention, and it's the window through which we ourselves view the world. So it's also taking a bit of a somber look at things as well with that Hermit energy. Now it is sort of about spending time on your own, or being content in your own company too, with that Hermit there. And the first house is one of your persona, how others see you, your mode of expression. It's enlightenment, self-enlightenment. And this is about enlightenment. You're lighting your way with that lantern there. It's also a major arcana. So that is also letting me know that there are powerful influences influencing this situation here. So it's okay to be comfortable in your own skin and it's okay to be happy in your own company as well. Okay, so this is not really speaking here of you Aries wanting to necessarily go out and be out on the town all the time. This is more about collecting your thoughts and thinking things through, which is in tune with the energy that is around affecting us, the frequency we are picking up on now. And this is one of wisdom, wise counsel, but it's also speaking to me about, you know, having your antennas up. Definitely a time to have your antennas up. While you have, if you get that option to have some peace and quiet and a bit of relief, tune in so that you can receive your messages. Okay? Now here is wonderful signs for new ventures. Business and enterprise is what I'm hearing with the Ace of Pentacles there, especially in the area where you actually earn your money with your hard day's work. And it's the support system area, and it's also your resources, your values, and your measure of self-worth. So I do feel you are feeling good about where you're at. It is also the number one, the ace, and all aces are. And for me, that gives a timing. So the timing could be in 1 month, or it could be 1 year. Now, so certainly over this month, you will be making plans to put things in place and working through them methodically, because this is also a earth sign energy coming from the Pentacles. It is about trade and material gain. Okay, now third house, area of communication, is the Nine of Wands. Have you clarified something to people recently, Aries? Because I'm feeling like you've broken through some barriers, and it is bringing growth and energy with it. And the Nine of Pentacles is saying obstacles removed. So if you've wanted or wanting someone to hear you, this is the month where you will be heard. And it's wanting to get things into action too. And so this area for you, Aries, is covering your transport, short distance travel. It's also siblings, neighbourhoods, and communication. So there's been some obstacles removed in that regard. Lovely. And if there's action that needs to be taken, so some of you could have been waiting to hear messages or hear back from whether it's companies or officials of some sort of, or someone in authority. You may be waiting for news or trying to get in contact to find out information, that kind of thing. And this is saying, be patient. One step at a time, you will get through. You will remove any obstacles that are in your way. Now, the Nine of Swords here in the home and family, at the base of our wheel, is quite interesting, because that is saying that some of you could be feeling like you've taken on too much, or things are a little bit too much. Maybe there's situations going on with your home. You could be building a home or wanting to move into a home, a new home, for example, or you've had to get away from people that are oppressing you or making you feel that you know it's all too much. This is someone who's running away. They don't want to have to deal with all that battering that's being thrown at them. The Nine of Swords. It's also a card of some sort of conflict. So I am sorry if some of you have experienced that, being this your area of home and family, really. But if you can give yourself that break, that will help heal this anguish. I'll just ask for the divine direction from these cards. What message of divine direction do you have for Aries? And it says ground. It's time to ground and center your energy. Be truly present in your life. I think this is the big message that came with your first house hermit message. This is the way through, or the antidote, so to speak. So grounding. Now, some of you will find that it is a time of letting go. If there's relationships or associations that aren't working for your highest good, then you will find that they will dissipate. There is a letting go of that kind of thing, and especially here with the Ten of Swords being shown to me up here in the polar opposite in the 10th house, which is also about parents, and same with the 4th house is also about parents, family, home, your base, that sort of thing. So there is message there that letting go and letting God. If there's somebody in your life that you can't seem to get through to with logic and wisdom, then, you know, don't bash your head up against a brick wall. Just accept that they're not at that place in their life or in their consciousness at the moment, and try and just release your desire to try and prove it to them or show them. You know, let go and let God. Here we have the World in the 5th house of fun and entertainment and matters of the heart. So the World is one of the most positive signs you can have there. So you're not going to be completely alone, but there is a period where you're going, I feel you, Aries, a lot of you are going to be quite happy to just spend some time on your own, doing your own thing. There's plans that you're trying to set in place and get organised, but there's also time here for a bit of fun. And the World is a completion, and it is also letting you know that the world is at your feet. So that's a wonderful message there coming through. And it's children too, the world and the 5th house area. Now here in the working house in our wheel, we have messages from the Princess of Swords. So there could be a little bit of useless gossip The Page of Swords always speaks to me about gossip, but it's also, you know, information coming through, and being be it by phone or email, social media, whatever. There is information coming through. In the past, it used to be, you know, a letter or a phone call, but now with technology the way it is, it covers all of the ways that we can communicate. But it also still represents gossip. So, you know, there may be some gossip going on in the workplace, for example. This is also the area of your well-being and how you look after yourself, your food, your hygiene, that kind of thing. Mind and body area. So you may find that there's some information coming to you to help you with that. Okay? Partnerships area. More swords. Two of Swords. I like the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a bit of a touche kind of message I'm hearing. So this could correlate with this Page of Swords here in the work area, the 6th house area. So you may actually be feeling like you want to say touche to somebody because they're backing you up, you know what I mean? Or they're concurring with you about a situation. So yeah, so there is a desire here to bring some balance into your relationships, whether it's marriage or business or you know, contractual relationships. There's balance. So if things have been a bit out of whack, then now is the time to bring some balance back into your relationship. Okay, so that brings us to the 8th house, and interestingly enough, you have the King of Pentacles there. Now, as you recall, you had the polar opposite is the Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel that these plans that you're putting in place for your financial security and your resources are going to be beneficial and profitable. So if you do need assistance, or you need to apply for a loan or anything from a government body, the King of Pentacles says that there will be something significant going on with that for you. Now, this area is about inheritances. It's also your emotional well-being, and the beginnings and endings are signified here in this area of the zodiac wheel. So this could be the beginning of a wonderful new business enterprise, Aries. Another ace. You're acing it. Ace of Cups. In the 9th house of travel and overseas news or travel or cultures. It's also about your dreams and visions and speculations, your philosophy, foreign lands, and physical exploration as well. So your physicality is going to be important to you here through January, and things are also looking like they're going to be put into place with that. This is also a wonderful sign of new love being available, or rekindling an existing relationship. here with that Ace of Swords. So maybe there's something for you and your significant other to explore together that you're both going to love, because this area loves exploring and something that is adventurous, whether it's mind. Here in the 10th house we have the Ten of Swords, which, as I said, is the polar opposite here from that Nine of Swords in the 4th house. It's also to do with parents. Again, this is a card of completion, the 10. Not necessarily as a joyful completion as what you have here with your 5th house of fun with the world at your feet. This does indicate some sort of pain in having to let go, or some sort of suffering. But from that suffering comes a new beginning. So there is an ending and there is a beginning. So some of you may be ending relationships, some of you may be beginning new relationships, you may be ending relationships to do with your working life and changing direction there as well, because, as I said, that pendulum is, you know, swinging at the moment with all that energy and that stellium and the lunar eclipse, and it is about your self-worth, and it's about overcoming in your present life the need for some sort of public display or public recognition. So you don't necessarily see this Hermit here is also ringing true with that, because this is saying, you know, you're not wanting that public display or public recognition, and this is saying that there's a time here through January where you're happy to be just left alone. But unfortunately, you know, we still have to forge out into the world and deal with our working life and work colleagues and any other sort of outer world things that we have to deal with. So just remember to take things slow and steady, as I said. And remember that you can't change events or actions from the past. We can learn from them. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, but there's nothing that can be done about changing it. So it is a good time for a lot of us, and especially with this being shown here for you in your 10th house of career, it's a good time to let go of past, whether it's past life, injuries, or just wounds from the past, because it's not necessarily going to help you get through it if you're dwelling on it. With that moon in Cancer in the 4th house here through January, the lunar eclipse time, that is a time where you will be seeking security through your family. Your home and family life provide you with that emotional sustenance. So maybe you're actually not able to get to your family as much as what you would like to. But that certainly is where it will be illuminated and where the light is shining there for you. It's something that you need to look at, because the moon in Cancer is nurturing. There's definitely that the situation where you're going to want to retire to the comfort of your own home. The mother energy is also strong. So some of you may have formed a strong bond with your mother, or dealing with that bond with your mother. So yeah, all in all, I'm really feeling that you're quite happy to be a homebody at the moment, Aries. And you know, even if you are out and about and socialising, that kind of thing, if you listen to your instincts, and if you feel that it's time to go home, then that's what you need to do. And also remember that wherever you are that you feel safe is also home, because that feeling of safety gives you that sense of security that, you know, sometimes the home base can actually give you. So I feel that with this there's a bit of the Chiron energy, which we know is the wounded healer playing its role at this powerful time. So the power of Chiron is the spiritual discovery, which helps us heal past suffering from the past life or from this lifetime, in order to forgive and let go of your own pain from the past, remembering that we can't change events or actions from the past, but we can clear the way forward. So I do feel with these swords showing up here, there is the way forward that is needing to be cleared here. So I'll just ask for some divine direction messages for you with that. Now, some of the times that I feel that you may feel the shift is January the 17th. Mercury moves into Aquarius, and January the 13th, Venus moves into Pisces, and Mars changed sign into Sagittarius on the 3rd of January, and Neptune will be going direct on the 11th of January. So see what those dates bring for you too. Ooh, okay. So we have birth. This is a time of new beginnings. Well, as I said, that's the end of a cycle. Embrace the new life with open arms. So something new is happening, but you've got to let go of the old and, you know, bless it and release it. Thank it for everything that it took to get you to this point, and bless it and release it. Listen to your guides. Your spirit guides are there to help you. Communicate with your spirit guides daily. Now, here in the area of love received, hopes and wishes, friendship groups, and long-term objectives, you have justice. Lovely. So you're working hard, really, Aries, to bring some balance to your life. You've got the Two of Swords over here wanting balance, the Hierophant wanting time to think and contemplate, and the Justice here is definitely showing me that I think you're going to be able to keep your equilibrium through all this. Keep grounded and centered. Trust that with every ending there's a new beginning, and listen to your higher self and your guides. And let go and let God. Now, if things get too tough, you know, you know that you've exhausted all avenues, so freely hand it over to God to fix it. And be patient, and let any obsessive thoughts or overthinking be released so it can be fixed. If it's a financial situation that you're worrying about, this is not showing me that you need to worry too much at all, because you've got the Queen of Pentacles there in the area of your subconscious, that which is hidden behind the scenes. Okay? Karmic debt. So I do feel that, you know, if you have been feeling that suffering or sense of loss or anxiety about having to adjust and change things, then just also keep in mind that you know, this is some of your karmic debt being sorted out here for you. The ancestral energy is strong through January and indeed through 2020 in general, really. It's a very powerful year. It's not necessarily the easiest, but there will be later in the year a sense of relief and be able to see the achievements. But we won't get ahead of ourselves because we're focusing on January at the moment. And for some of us, January has really just blown us out of the ballpark, really. But we are strong and we'll stick together, and that is for everybody. Sticking together will get you through any worries and concerns or obstacles that seem to be standing in your way. So now I will ask animal medicine cards, any messages or medicine for Aries for January 2020. What message do you have for Aries for January 2020? There we go. Whale. Substantial. So your medicine is whale. So like the Titan of all sea animals, commanding a clear path due to its sheer bulk, you need to be a considerable presence. Occupying plenty of space makes you a force to be reckoned with, as opposed to now easily ignored or deflected. Size brings a whale of a ride. Substantial. So something that is quite substantial is coming your way. That will bring a whale of a ride, Aries. Well, there's some pentacles there. It'd be very nice if you got a substantial increase in income. We'll send that out to all of you Aries, won't we? So, force to be reckoned with. So just be careful that you don't try and force too much onto others. You know, it is a time to be in control of your own thoughts, not be trying to control others. So that's just a warning to keep in mind with these energies that are around, because that Capricorn energy that I showed you at the beginning of the reading is one of domination. It's a dictatorial kind of thing, and we're all being influenced by it. So try to, you know, it's strict, it's discipline, it's that, all that energy. So try, you know, to understand you do need to be a considerable presence, but do you really need to be a force to be reckoned with? Interesting. So thank you Aries people for joining me. I hope you are all safe and stay well, and as I said, don't take any risks. No, and be very careful about risky behaviour. Think before you move. Think before you engage mouth as well. And be kind to each other look after each other and look after yourself. Much love and many blessings to you all from Australia. Namaste. Now, for any of you out there that are watching, also, I have left links in the description box below to just let you know in case there's anyone that would like to donate or find some of the sites in Australia where they may be able to help or be of assistance. I have left those links. They are legitimate links that will take you to the website. So do check them out and click on them, and they will take you to the different charities that are taking care of this crisis down here at the moment. Again, thank you for your blessings and well wishes.